Hello, fellow Araxians. Welcome to the Tell, Don't Show review. Now, the NDA is still in place, so I can't show you any footage of the game, but there have been plenty of leaks, so if you want to see the footage, I'm sure you can find it. Daybreak Games has let us know they are all for us chatting about it, discussing about it among friends, and with the recent posts going up, it seems like that extends to YouTube as well. So what I'm going to do here is give you the entire rundown of what this game is. Between the footage Daybreak Games has released publicly, and the leaks out there, you don't really need to see anything else to get a visual idea of it, and I'll fill in the gaps through an explanation. In all of this, please keep in mind the game is still in closed beta. There is potential for change. That being said, we are only 18 days away from the Founders season, so there won't be serious overhauls before then. What we're seeing is basically what we're going to get at the Founders season, and the rest of closed beta testing is going to be squashing a few bugs, trying a few more modes, and really stress testing the servers. They won't have time to make any serious pivots on what the game delivers. So very high level, this is a very good Battle Royale. Daybreak Games should be very proud of what they've done. Now, the Battle Royale space is so crowded, I don't know if very good is good enough anymore to be competitive there. Seems like you need to be on some sort of extreme excellent tier to make it in that space. But that's a whole different discussion for another video. What I see in this Battle Royale is major influence from their experience with H1Z1. More specifically, its evolution from H1Z1 PC to the console version. They did away with a lot of the convolution when they shifted from the PC version to the PS4 version. They removed the crafting. You don't make the body armor, you don't make the bandages anymore. They did away with the inventory system. You're not picking extra things up. Anything you pick up, you're wearing or using. You're not storing extra materials or extra grenades in your bags. And since there is no inventory, they streamline looting. Rather than shifting through someone's belongings in the H1Z1 PS4 version, you just click a little bag and then all their loot is hanging out on the ground. In the Planetside 2 version, they took it a step forward. You kill someone and all their loot just bursts out and spreads around on the ground. So without a doubt, the closest thing to this mode is H1Z1 on PS4. But the gunplay still feels like Planetside. So I'm going to take you through the experience of an entire Planetside Arena match, and then we're going to stop off and talk about specific areas when we come to that point in the match. So let's start at the lobby. The lobby is done really well in Planetside Arena. You are running around in a Bastion fleet carrier. There are a couple ships there that look like they're ready to be dropped, a galaxy for example. There's a big holographic planet that's simulating what you will drop to. And you start with an Amaterasu knife, and just like in regular Planetside 2, you can click to activate it and throw a laser-like projectile from your knife. What I do like about the lobby is there's actually a few things to do here. You can customize your character. You can change your helmet, your armor. You can change what blueprints he's going into the match with. You can change the camos on his weapons. You can change his decals. So rather than just being stuck waiting, the lobby allows you to occupy yourself. The other thing you're doing while you're in the lobby is picking from one of three classes. You have the Assault class, the Medic, the Engineer. Now in Planetside Arena, all three of the classes have jump jets. They differentiate themselves through their abilities and their passives. The Assault class's ability is the Ambusher jump jet, basically on steroids. And then he also gets to place a spike which will heal him or damage enemies if they're nearby. The Assault's passive is that he has a higher sprint speed. Now remember, as you go through these abilities, there are 4 tiers of upgrades you can loot throughout the match. So the abilities start not that impressive, but when you get legendary upgrades, they become a lot better. The Medic's ability is just like in Planetside 2, where you have an AoE heal. And then the Medic's tool, instead of the spike that the Assaults get, is a shield regen device that can heal your own squad shield. Again, very similar to the device Medics get in Planetside 2. Medic's passive is that they can open crates faster and revive allies faster. Engineers get to craft a Spitfire turret and a defensive barrier, one that's much larger than the one they get in Planetside 2. And their passive ability is that their shields recharge faster. And we'll chat about the shields a little bit more when we get to combat. So, in the lobby, you've got your character looking all cool, and you've selected the class you want. If you are doing teams, you can use squad chat just like Planetside 2 to discuss where you're dropping. And then when the lobby gets full enough, a siren goes off and it gives you a countdown till the match starts. Another cool little thing about the lobby is when that happens, the blast doors close, the main hangar bay doors close. It feels like you're getting ready to drop from orbit. So major props on the lobbies, one of the better lobbies I've seen for Battle Royale. The only small addition that I might want to see in the lobby is to add some weapons. So you can just kind of run around and shoot things and start giving people a feel of what the scout rifle, what the sniper rifle, what the assault rifle feels like. So once the lobby is complete, the Bastion fleet carrier descends from orbit and enters the atmosphere. It shows you the carrier's path across the map, and then in very standard Battle Royale fare, you can press a button to drop when you want to. While the visuals are a drop pod, they have a lot of maneuverability, and you travel at an angle rather than basically straight down, like in Planetside 2. You can increase or decrease the descent of your drop pod, and they have a good turning radius. So you do have plenty of room to maneuver on your way down. Okay, now we've made it through lobby, and we've landed. The next big phase in a Battle Royale is looting. The looting system in this game is much more like H1Z1 on PS4, which is much more like Fortnite rather than PUBG. Green, uncommon, blue, rare, purple, epic, orange, legendary. Now I haven't done specific testing to confirm this myself, but this is how it was explained to me, and it absolutely feels like it in-game when you're using these weapons. There is no difference in damage between the tiers. The improved tiers of weapon just add additional attachments. So a green weapon will just have iron sights, a blue weapon will have a reflex sight, a purple weapon comes along with an underbarrel launcher, and I'm not entirely sure what that last step to legendary does to the weapons. In the case of something like the sniper rifle, there is only the legendary option, but between an epic to a legendary LMG, I'm not sure what the difference is between those tiers. Then beyond weapons, you're also looking for ability upgrades. Your shields, your jump jets, your ability, your tool, and your passive all can be upgraded in the similar tiered manner, with legendary being the max. And then the final things in the looting phase are grenades, medkits, and money. In this game, it's called nanites. The loot is prevalent enough that you don't really need to use your nanites, but every major facility has a vending machine where you can go in and print one of the blueprints that you went into the game with. For grenades, there is a traditional frag grenade. There is something called the void grenade, which takes the place of smoke. There is a radiation grenade that is the damage over time effect grenade. And then there is a legendary grenade, and this is a grenade you can throw and call down an orbital strike. Now this looting, if you're a Planetside 2 player, you can picture the modules from construction. Most of the loot is placed above those looking like little holograms, and you just walk up to these, press a button to pick it up, and you're on your way. Some nice things about the looting system is you can't downgrade your gear. So if you have an epic upgrade for your passive, and you absentmindedly walk up to an uncommon upgrade for it, you can't downgrade yourself. This hologram effect also means that you don't miss stuff, and stuff doesn't get buried. PUBG has that effect where you gotta check everything because there might be something inside that helmet that you just can't see. There are no problems with that in Planetside Arena. Now outside of killing other players, there's a few additional ways to get loot, and that is two different types of crates. First, there are legendary crates that are just spawned throughout the map, and just like Fortnite, a sound emanates from them that you can follow to track those crates down to open them up. In this case, it's not a whimsical tune, but it sounds like a kind of digital hum and beep. These crates always have one legendary weapon, one legendary upgrade, 500 nanites, and sometimes some ammo. Now the other form of crate is an airdrop. Galaxies are seen crossing the sky, and it's difficult to see while it's coming down, but it will be marked on your mini-map where the airdrop is coming down. And the loot is very similar to the crates you can just find, but these crates do make a very loud noise when you open them, so beware you're giving away your position if you open an airdrop crate. Overall, guys, and you can decide whether you like it or not, loot is very easy in this game. While it can be a little bit of a struggle to find some of the gear upgrades sometimes, weapons are never going to be your problem in this game. Okay, so you've done a bunch of looting, you got to be prepared to fight next. The easiest way for me to sum up combat in Planetside Arena is it feels just like Planetside 2, but everyone's a light assault. Couple additions though, everyone can use whatever type of weapon they want, and the assaults get ambush or jump jets. And I have to say, this part I really love. One of the reasons I don't stick with the other battle royales out there is because I really love Planetside 2's weapon mechanics, and the other royales diverge from them a lot. Fortnite, you have to keep in mind when you're using a hit scan weapon versus when you're using a projectile weapon, and PUBG depends a lot on momentarily immobilizing to effectively use a lot of long-range weapons there. Planetside allows for a lot of mobility during combat, and Planetside Arena delivers on that as well. There's not a massive variety of weapons that you can loot in-game. SMGs are what you'd expect, close range, good hipfire. The next step is carbines, then you have an assault rifle, and then you have an LMG. Then you can loot a scout rifle, and in crates, you can find a sniper rifle that only has a legendary option. There is a long list of weapons you can unlock of the epic tier as you level up your battle pass, and then you can print them from the vending machines in-game. You can carry 2 primary weapons, although it can't be like looting 2 LMGs. It has to be a different tier weapon. And you can carry 1 pistol. Next important piece of combat is your health pool. It is very streamlined in Planetside Arena. There are abilities to bring up your health and your shields, but in terms of in-game there is only 1 consumable. You can pick up medkits or you can buy them from the vendors, and it provides a heal over time. The other part of your health pool is your shields, and they recharge if you can avoid damage. In Fortnite, you have to hunt around for the right type of drink. Mini pots will do this, chug jugs will do this, etc, etc. In PUBG, you've got a lot of different boosts, medkits, first aids, and bandages. Here it's pretty simple. You've got 1 consumable for your health, and your shields recharge if you can avoid taking damage for a certain amount of time. The shield recharge time is pretty long on medics and assaults, so it's not like they're just going to hide behind a rock and it goes right back up. As long as you stay engaged and stay on top of them, the shield recharge won't be a problem. It's really just there so that if you end a fight and you stay in safety, those shields will come back up for you. So that's the weapons and the health system for you. And then the last major combat thing is the jetpacks. Now this is a big step. Not everyone's played Light Assault, and a lot of people are coming from first-person shooters that don't have a sort of jetpack ability. In Planetside Arena, everyone's got it. You may have found yourself stumbling over rocks, climbing your way up in PUBG, or in Planetside 2. Fortnite has sort of done away with that via ramped construction, or balloons, or jump pads. It ends up being very mobile. Planetside Arena brings that aspect with jump jets for everyone. And while it's different, and it will turn some people away that aren't comfortable using jump jets, I think it's a key part of this title that differentiates it from the sea of other titles out there. Personally, I enjoy it. Everyone will decide for themselves, but at least it brings something unique to the title. Okay, so you made it through the lobby. You've dropped from the Bastion fleet carrier in your drop pod. You landed on a facility, you found some loot, and you killed your first guy. And remember, this is Battle Royale, so there's no option to not kill him. If you lose a fight here, you don't just respawn, you're back to the lobby. So with Battle Royales, there's going to be a circle marked on your map, and outside of that is the pain field, and it will close in every few minutes, making the field of play smaller and smaller and smaller, forcing everyone still alive into engagement. Now in other Battle Royales, you may have got caught up in a firefight. Either it started in the pain field, or the battle just kind of took so long that you got caught behind the lines, and then you've got a big problem. Can you run up to the safe zone fast enough? And if there's not a vehicle around, sometimes there is no feasible way for you to make it out of there alive. Planetside Arena has done away with this entirely. Hitting X by default, you're immediately dropped onto your own personal vehicle. The generic one is the Flash. There's also something called the Tempest. You get to choose what you use in your loadout screen in the lobby. You can use these vehicles to get into engagements to charge the enemy, or you can hop on them real quick to escape when someone else throws an orbital strike grenade. Or shoot, sometimes it's one of your teammates. Again, this is another part of this Battle Royale that's going to be a sticking point for some people. It makes it harder to trap someone in a bad position when they can just hop on a vehicle and run away. To me though, I'm really enjoying what vehicles bring to the play. Again, following that theme of mobility, if you're getting down to the final circle and you decide, hey, I just don't like this side of the map, you can just try to make a mad dash for it and reposition entirely on the other side of the circle. Now, when you do get on a vehicle, you give your position away. Your position is broadcast for a very wide range on the minimap and the map screen of other players. And in my mind, this does a couple good things. It means that those that still want to play stealthy can stay on foot and play that sneaky game. But for people that don't really care about it and just want to find fights, getting on a vehicle is a good way for everyone to find each other. You see vehicles rolling around and you can start edging into their territory if you want to start an engagement. It does sometimes feel like cops and robbers going on. You can start trying to chase someone down, they just pop their vehicle and run away, and then you got to kind of chase after them. But the main thing vehicles deliver to me is they eliminate that piece of Battle Royales where it just feels like you're running and running and running. In Planetside Arena, you go to an area, you fight for your initial loot, and then when the zone's closing in, you don't sit there and panic and feel like you gotta run for 5 minutes to get to the next zone. You just pop a vehicle for a few seconds and set up in your next place. It makes the match flow feel like a series of small engagements that you sort of get to determine where they take place at, rather than a constant feeling of running from the zone. And then you can find on the maps harassers. Now the harassers have changed a bit from Planetside 2. It is still the 3-seat with a driver, a gunner, and a person sitting in the rear. But the basilisk on top has a much smaller magazine and a lot more bloom. It makes it good against other harassers and difficult to use against infantry. And the person in the rear seat is no longer sitting. They actually stand in the back and they can look around a full 360 and fire their weapon. I've seen some complaints about harassers. I don't share those same complaints. As infantry, you can tear harassers apart. If you get caught in an open field, sure, they're a little bit difficult. But again, you can just pop your personal vehicle and run away. If you get caught in an open field, you're doing something wrong. As long as you stick to cover, you can small arms fire harassers down really easy. And if you're at all concerned about them, the assault rifles have an underbarrel attachment that just tears harassers apart. So you can make sure you're equipped to be more powerful than them as infantry. And to me, where the harasser play really shines is when you get into trios. Then you can get a taste of some vehicle play with sort of 2 gunners and a driver. Anyways, the harasser play is very different than Planetside 2, but I think it works very well and suits this game very well and adds another form of differentiation from all the other battle royales out there on the market. Anyone coming from H1Z1 maybe having flashbacks to like the last circle. It's like 3 people just running around in a vehicle trying to run people over. That's not a problem here. Harassers die really fast. You can one-clip them with any LMG easily. So they're not good tools to linger in just for some transportation and starting engagements. So you've got your gear, you've got your vehicles. Press in, position well, be the aggressor, and win the day. And that's pretty much what Planetside Arena is, guys. When authorized footage of it becomes public, I don't think you'll be very surprised. And I don't mean that in a negative way, just that you can basically absorb what it is. When I got in there, it was pretty much exactly what I expected. And going in with low expectations did help. It's just a very solid battle royale. Solid's the wrong word. Testing has been rough. It's very good that they pushed the date back, but that's what a closed beta test is for. By the time it launches, then hopefully we can call it solid. So hopefully that satiates some of your curiosity, guys. I know some people might be waiting around trying to decide, is it worth buying in for the Founder season? And to be honest, if you're on the fence, I wouldn't make decisions yet. What a lot of people are waiting around for, myself included, is the massive clash mode to get a chance to test that out. And that just hasn't made it to the closed beta testing phase yet. The moment it does, I will get some discussion going on that, and then hopefully from there you can formulate some more opinions, ideas, on if you want to dive into this version of Planetside. For everyone else that has had the opportunity to play the closed beta, I want to hear your feedback. You know, the #1 place to give feedback is on the forums at planetside.arena.com, especially bugs. But sometimes that can just turn into a lot of noise. Tough for a single voice to stand out. In the description of this video, I'm going to be putting a Google survey in. I would love to hear your thoughts, whether you've played or haven't played. For those that have played, what they think about the game. And for those that haven't played, their reactions so far. I'm going to be working all that together to be a commentary that really more focuses on suggestions for the game, rather than just describing what the game is. So look forward to that one coming up. That's all for now, guys. If there's something I didn't cover that you've got questions on, please fire away down in the comments. Another great way to do it is to mention me in my Discord. Direct messages are fine, but I'm sure your questions will help a lot of other people, so if you do it in the general channel or the Planetside Arena channel, everyone else can join in on the discussion. But that about does it for today. Until next time, fellow Araxians, I will see you Planetside.